Hey, welcome back to the Radical Care for Christian Counselors podcast. And once again, my name is Bethany, and I do have somebody with me today. And what's your name, kind sir?
Matthew.
And he is my son. And how old are you, Matthew?
12.
And I'm 21. Congratulations. No, this is a Step Out and Thrive podcast. And to let you know if you're in the right place, well, we do this podcast for Christian counselors, mental health professionals, pastoral care leaders, really anyone that helps out with one-on-one meetings. And maybe, if we're honest, tired of it because we don't get the care that we need for ourselves. So that's why Step Out and Thrive is here to care well for you so that you, my friend, can care well for others. So we're at the very end of a very special season that I put together, and Matthew's actually heard a couple of them because this is summer break. And as I'm recording this, I'm about to go to Dallas next week, and so I'm trying to get all this done. Right, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
So he's actually heard some of this. And so this past series, I've been taking my physical challenges apart. And so one thing that Matt has that he was born with that counts as a physical challenge is...
Oh, basketball camp? Is that it?
Physical challenge, disability.
Hearing loss. Yeah.
Hearing loss. There we go. See, it's even funny how we call things, right? And so how long have you had hearing loss?
So far, my whole life.
Yep, he was born with it. In fact, he was a couple months old when he first had a hearing aid in. Do you remember the story? When he wore hearing aids, he had to wear a toupee tape. Do you even know what a toupee is?
I have no idea.
Toupee is like a wig. It's like fake hair. And so it's double-sided tape to make sure the wig can stay on somebody. And that's the tape that they made to make sure your hearing aid can stay in place. And you know what you did?
I still ripped it off. Probably.
Oh, yeah, you did. And he would sit there and cry while his whole face would come red. And he'd sit there and go like this. And hair would come out of my baby boy's head. And he would not care because he wanted his hearing aid out that bad. That's the world that we lived in. So we also have funny stories, don't we, as a family?
Yes.
Because with mom's hearing loss and vision loss and pacemaker and short right arm and everything else, we just have stories.
Yeah, especially like my new hearing aids, like how they won't charge.
Oh, yeah. Why don't we tell people about that? So when do you remember what? You can only choose one. There's probably a lot. He's got rechargeable hearing aids, which we originally thought was a great idea. It's not. But there's been times where we had trouble with that. So Matt's going to try to think of one where we had a problem with that and how we solved it. And I really don't know what he's going to share. So do you have a moment? You can hold it.
Okay. So like, I was trying to put, I think it was my right hearing aid to plug it in to charge. And I was like, wait, why isn't it charging? So I continued pushing it in. And I decided, what if I just put the whole entire tube up, like upside down, basically, put like them just like straight up. And then I plugged it in and it actually worked.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I think the tube was a little too big.
That makes sense.
Because like I was trying to push it in and it would push the thing like up, and I'm like, so when I made the ear mold and tube go like straight up, it pushed it down.
Yep.
To make it work, and I was like, what?
That's true. And sorry, we're playing with the microphone here. Sorry if you're getting feedback, but I also remember, Matt, maybe you remember this. There's been so many times that we'll be like on our way to school and everything's fine. We're just chilling. And all of a sudden, we look back in the back seat and somebody doesn't have his hearing aids in. We're like, bro, how can you not? But again, he's got hearing without him. And me, on the other hand, can I hear anything without my hearing aids?
Nope.
They know. Nope. Not at all. In fact, there's been a couple times I'll be out on the kitchen table like just doing some work and they'll be annoying and I'll literally just turn them off. And then they'll be talking to me and finally somebody will come over and go, hey, right? Yeah. So I want to talk about water parks.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Because that's a very interesting place. Now, first of all, keep in mind, I do not like water parks, do I?
Also, she doesn't like to go like upside down. It was like when you go down something and she doesn't like to be like behind
Backwards.
backwards. That's what I meant.
I don't like that at all.
Let me share a funny story. This was at Aquatica.
Yes.
I think it was. But
That's the only one we've been to here, I think.
yeah, like, it was basically. And we were like doing a tube thingy, and the person did not even push the tube, and she started going. She was backwards, and she started screaming. The person,
I don't like being backwards.
the person didn't even push the thing.
I don't like being backwards.
So she made me and Josh, I think it was, go backwards. And guess what? She still ended up backwards.
Even after I tried to change this. And here's the funny thing about all of this is that, oh no. Here's the funny thing about all of this is that you guys have to remember, at a water park, I cannot have my hearing aids in. And at a water park, most of the time I can't wear my contacts if I'm wearing a contact. So I was literally deaf and blind pretty much walking around this water park. So that being said, they tell me, because I don't realize it at the time because I can't hear, but they tell me that I'm really loud. That's because I don't know. Like, I have no idea how loud I am. So they used to think it's funny. I don't know if they do anymore, but
No.
they don't think it's funny. And here's our dog.
Hi, puppy.
Just
You
so
probably see the head of it.
they see the head of the floating dog. We're trying to do a
Mom.
podcast.
Mom.
Why don't you go see Caden or Josh?
Mom.
Okay, there we go. Yes.
It thundered.
It thundered. It is pouring down rain right now as we're recording
And
this.
I think Perry wants to cuddle with you because, it thundered.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if anybody else, sorry, this is an ADD moment. Congratulations. But I'm wondering if anybody else out there has dogs and when it storms that they want to cuddle with you. Because that is our dog. And he cuddles and he shakes and he just wants attention. But he didn't used to do that. He's now 10. But he just started this. So let him be. Let him be. So back to our podcast here. So we've talked about water parks. We talked about hearing aid issues. What about, do you remember when you were little? And I don't remember how this all happened. But let's tell people what has happened to your hearing aids. For instance, I'll start with the first story because you don't remember this. But we mentioned the toupee tape, right? And so when he was little, like I said, we had the toupee tape, but he was ripping them off. Keeping in mind, I'm a young mom at the time. I don't even know if he was walking yet. So I think he just started crawling. And Walmart, somebody came home with Walmart groceries. This is before the days of Walmart delivery and online shopping and all that kind of stuff. Back in the olden days. Anyway, we put all the groceries away. Everything's in the trash can. And we start looking for Matt's hearing aids. We can't find Matt's hearing aids. We start to get concerned. Then it hits me. It was on the counter. What else was on the counter? A bunch of Walmart bags. Guess what the Walmart bags were? This is a great timing of everything. As soon as I looked outside, the trash company had already come and was driving away. They had literally thrown away my son's hearing aids with their Walmart bags. True story. And we had to get them replaced. So that happened. And they did it for free, which is amazing. We get one for replacement. And yeah, we use that. So that's the one story I'm going to tell. But you probably have so many different stories of your hearing aids falling apart or whatever. So
I'm just going to start things out. I hate cats. So, if I leave my cat in a room, in my bedroom, with my hearing aids, things are not going good.
now, wait a second. What does he like about your hearing aids?
I think the ear mold, like eating them.
But
Because-
it also has a string.
Oh yeah, there's the string on the back so I can connect, to my back of my shirt.
Yeah.
Which I'm not wearing my hearing aids now.
Why Why aren't you wearing your hearing aids?
I have no idea.
I just realized that. See? Y'all see what I have to deal with? And so he can hear me. Okay, go.
So this day, I'm over here sitting on the couch. Then I went inside my room to get something, and I went out, and I think I didn't close the door fully. So I think I left it in a crack, and I think I was trying to do something and going back into the room. So I was doing something, and I think I was grabbing like a trash bag, and maybe I was cleaning my room. And I think I grabbed the trash bag, and I was walking, and I saw the door in a little crack, and I was like, wait, why is it open a little bit? So I opened the door, I look around, I look at the charger, and I'm like, first I didn't see the charger where it was supposed to be. I was like, huh? Mm-hmm. Where'd it go? And I look down, I see the charger on the floor, the cat over here just laying like, hi. And he has my hearing aids in his paws, like the string part. And I look closely at my ear molds, and I see part of it is gone. Like that's just one ear mold. I look at the next one. All I see is like probably like the thing that goes into your ears.
Yeah. So we think the cat ate it. Did we ever find those parts?
No.
There you go. So moral of the story, if you get hearing aids, don't get a cat.
Wait. Now, guess what we do?
Oh, yes.
In the mornings, when it's just, me and mom.
He gets up with me.
It's still going.
Focus.
Thanos long thunder. But when it's morning and when like it's time for my middle brother to like wake up, like trying to wake up, and all you hear is just a cat going meow meow. Oh yeah, funny story. The cat actually sometimes does like long meows. Like,
oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, I like one day I just hear the cat going meow. I was like, dang, that's a long meow.
Yep. And so he makes sure that he can make sure he's up and he has his hearing aids, and so that way Caden, the middle child, can sleep. And he's got a special bond with that cat, and so that's what that is. That's what that happened. And I have to admit, this is before y'all, I think, at this point. But there was a time where Perry tried to chew one of my in-the-ear hearing aids. It wasn't the behind-the-ear hearing. It was back in the day when I had in-the-ear. You probably don't remember that. Yeah. Wow, I feel old now. So, yeah. So, one more story, and then we'll quit. I am going to tell a story. So, the boys still laugh at me. I had decided, this was like a couple months ago, maybe a year ago, I decided I was going to take said dog for I can't say the name because it's right here. So WALK. And we went, and he decided to accidentally pull me, and I ended up tripping and falling. Now, the boys weren't with me. But y'all, when I say I shattered my phone, do you remember seeing this thing?
Oh, yeah. And then, like, you had to get a new phone, I think.
Yeah, no. So this was quite the ordeal. Now, granted, just hours before that, no, I actually think it was like a day before that, I had a doctor that mentioned, he was like, Bethany, with your vision and hearing, and you're going to have to, you do have a little balance issues. One thing you should consider is getting barefoot shoes. And I was like, no, because I don't like going barefoot anywhere. And as we're recording this, my middle kiddo is sitting here barefoot. But anyway, I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So after this whole occurrence happened, and I had to go all the way to Orlando and spend hours in Orlando at the dumb Apple store.
She got barefoot shoes.
And wasn't it the release of like the new iPhone or something that day?
Yeah, I think it was,
yes.
because there was like 1,000 people like at that store.
It was insane. And then there came a moment where, keep in mind, my phone's not working and my kids just go off. And I'm like, they gone. I can't call them. I got no connection. Bye. But anyway, long story short with that one is that I learned with the barefoot shoe that I could feel the ground and I caused my kids less pain. So that's good.
She's wearing them right now.
I am. And he's barefoot right now. He is.
Yeah. Like, why don't you take your shoes off?
I felt more comfortable with them on. Anyway, so this was just a fun episode that we got to do, but I think most of the things that we realize and we've understood is that it's really cool. Not cool, but it's interesting that mommy has hearing loss and you have hearing loss. And so when we go to the hearing aid guys, as we call it, we get it. Like when he gets molds made, you see me get molds made. So it's kind of cool to have that shared experience. Do you think that's cool?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I didn't have that growing up. So I think that's kind of cool to have that. So all this to say is God's got a plan for everything. And I think that's one thing that we've noticed. And yeah. Anything you want to say as we head out?
Check out my channel, Matthew the Encourager. I'm going to make a episode tonight.
He makes podcast episodes. So if you want to see his channel and for all the parents out there who want to encourage their kids to get creative, go watch the podcast. It's raw. It's real. It's him.
Oh, yeah. That episode is probably going to be talking about sports.
It probably will. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and this whole series. And remember, dare to do more than just survive.
Step out and thrive.
All right. See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.